Thanks
Hi.
for meeting with me.
Of course. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So happy that we can meet and
Yes.
discuss some details.
I've been looking at this property for the longest,
Mm,
so I'm very interested.
really? What are some things that you're looking for in a property?
I'm just looking for, um, it to just attract local consumers and, be like chic and up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just what do
Okay.
you-
Okay, girl. That's understandable. You know, the area is very well known.
Yes.
And, with a little polish, it could very well be a booming and popular area again.
Right. Right. 'Cause right now it's a little underdeveloped.
Yes, it is. Yes,
But I think with my company, we can just make it flourish and popping as it was in the 1800s.
Yes, it has
So-
so much potential. I'm so glad
Yes.
you mentioned that. We want to see it stay, and we want to see it keep the same character that it had then. Just, an updated version, but we still wanted to have its original character and tone. That's important to us.
So is it important for it to stay like residential?
Yes, we would. We would really like to see it, just keep its original character and tone, which was residential.
So would you be opposed to it like becoming like a high-rise commercial area, or
Well, that's why we're here to negotiate. It's always room to negotiate.
Right.
What type of commercial vendors or stores were you all considering bringing into the area?
not necessarily anything specific, just, maybe like some nice restaurants, a nice, entertainment area. It is right off of the freeway, so I figured it would be very attractive for people to see like in traffic and, come bring their money too. So, that's just an idea. There's a lot of things up for discussion, but
Would you be open to some of the businesses possibly being being in their original state, as far as a ballroom or a garden area for families and picnics and photos, things like that?
yeah, I think the garden area is a great landmark. And so what we could do is just kind of build like a tower and connect the garden area to like the houses so that they can go as they please, and it's just better access to the garden.
That sounds promising. Okay, well, this all sounds very promising. We just
Right.
want to make sure that it's going to stay in its original character and tone, even with the renovations and more modern touches.
So what exactly what tone would you like it to stay as? What would be your ideal tone, as you would say, for it to stay as? Because right now it's just residential.
It's residential, but there were
But
homes.
they are-
They're houses.
Right.
So we want them to still look like houses.
Okay.
Perhaps they could be high-rise condo type homes
Okay.
that look like houses.
Okay. But nothing like commercial housing, like a hotel or.
No, we wouldn't want to see a hotel. That wouldn't be true to its original character.
Even if it stayed in like the same house form, and it brought in a lot of traffic, a lot of money, a lot of a lot of financial stability.
Well,
Would you be opposed to that?
we would be opposed to that.
Okay.
Our sellers, we want to make sure that everyone's happy, and we don't know if that would be in line with the original character. Although we do still feel that it could be very profitable,
Very.
being a not so commercial residential look.
Right.
So, so how much are you guys thinking? It has so much potential. You guys seem as though you've been really considering substantial development. What are we thinking?
So I'm here to offer you $26 million.
Okay. And would it work out? Would it work out with our with the things that we've said we would like to honor?
With that being said, we do have some stipulations.
Okay. What are those stipulations?
So, although you wanted to stay authentic to, itself, we would just do some slight touches to it.
Like updates?
Yeah, a lot of updates.
A lot of updates do with that original vintage feel.
Yes.
Like an updated vintage feel.
Yes, very updated.
Very updated.
Yes,
Okay.
and more
Is that-
residents. I know right now it holds like 50. Oh, there's 50 homes. However, with the way that we would work things out, we could have like
A lot more.
a whole lot more residents
Well, would there still
coming
be
in and out.
would there still be provisions to make sure that some of those condos can be specially for certain
Sure.
board members that may want to invest in one once they have been renovated?
Yeah, it's just as long. I mean, those terms for investment would have to come later on, but we are willing to, save like one
maybe
of the houses
Maybe
for
one and they could share.
an investor.
Okay,
Right.
maybe one for one of the investors. Okay.
Right.
Well, let me ask this: for your offer, how would your offer be? Would it be cash up front? Would it be notes? Would it be towards the notes? Would it be?
Well, we do know y'all are kind of in debt, right? It's okay. Things happen. So, we're willing to, if you let us think about rezoning your area from strictly residential to high-rise commercial. With a few residential, in between. With a lot of updates, a lot of finance coming through. But keeping that authentic touch.
But how would we keep the authentic touch with all of this traffic, with all of these booming businesses?
Because it's not just any traffic. These are high-class individuals.
True. This is very true.
This is not just the homeless coming in and out.
You have a point. You have a very valid
And they are
point.
willing to spend. As much as we're willing to renovate, they're willing to spend and give the city more money. Especially, it would attract a lot of tourists, to the property, since it is like, a staple in the city. It would just be very beneficial. So with that being said, if we do offer you this, we would just need you to, I guess, talk to the zoning board about rezoning the property.
Okay. And for clarity, the payment would be made how? You mentioned my debt, but I misunderstood. Were we
Okay.
paying something towards debt? And upfront cash.
Well, how much cash were you thinking of up front? And how much debt do you have?
Well, I'm only bringing up that you mentioned depth.
Okay.
I didn't mention depth.
Okay. Well, it's all in the papers, so I didn't just get this from anywhere.
Okay. Well, so we don't know how that will be paid.
So no, I mean, no, we wouldn't know how that would be paid as of now. We would have to negotiate that.
Okay.
We would have to do that, some sort of contract, and I have to talk to my people about that. We didn't necessarily discuss a debt. But, however, we did discuss, trying to purchase your property.
Yes.
So,
Well, I'm just so torn, I'm so torn because our shareholders, this property is of a sentimental value to them.
yes.
So it's really above and beyond a dollar amount, It has sentiment value to them, and I'm sure they won't be okay with much. They won't be okay with much commercial use.
Okay.
And it sounds like you guys are very forward with the commercial use, and
I mean, not necessarily.
not necessarily. Okay.
It's like a mixture of residential and commercial.
A mixture, and that's totally understandable nowadays in this generation, this era. Commercial is everything.
Yes.
But for our property and what we've envisioned, considering the bigger picture of the actual legacy that our shareholders actually hold part in, we kind of have we have some other options on the table for buyers that are willing to leave our somewhat vintage, that vintage character and tone.
I mean, we're gonna leave the
they're okay
garden.
with leaving. They're okay with leaving it, with leaving it for the most part how it is, and kind of respecting our, just respecting our position on the
Without any type of development, it's going to continue to look run down. It is going to continue to not attract any consumers, as well as, the profit loss margin is just going to go way low because there's no profit there. You have tenants already trying to move out. You have to pay them to move out at this point. They can't go and you're losing money. So renovating it, our renovation is going to take it to a whole new level. You're going to see, people actually stop and look, whereas right now they're just driving past because it looks so run down.
You're right.
So,
and all of the buyers, I totally agree, all of the buyers have updating, renovating plans in the motion. Totally understandable. We fully agree.
Right.
But we just want, we want to still feel that heritage connection.
There's gonna be heritage.
And
There's
the shareholders,
so much heritage there. We can't erase heritage.
You're right. We can't erase heritage,
Well,
but
it's
with
gonna
enough
be there.
footsteps, changing it to an overbearing level of commercial, that can erase some of that history and heritage.
What if it's a low-bearing commercial?
We would want to say
Like entertainment, like say, some luxury restaurants, or
we like the luxury.
a nice movie theater.
A bit much. But we could do a boutique. We could do boutique style
boutiques are fine.
stores. And
but like I said, those are commercial as well. So we would need
they are commercial, but
sign us so
they're
we
more
can get it rezoned as a commercial.
But it's actually zoned for commercial and some residential.
Is it?
It is.
I'm pretty sure it's just zoned for residential.
No. That's in here. That was in here. Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
It's been zoned for
It's just zoned right now it's mixed residential and commercial.
That's right. So it's mixed. And we personally have a preference for our personal history. We want to keep that mixture
this
of
is
commercial at a
2018.
low. We want to keep that at a low ratio.
Okay.
And
It's 2018.
we may, we may consider
Right
more
now, these
boutique.
restaurants aren't even getting business because it's still run down.
You're right.
Even
But the
these
new
boutiques.
buyers
With
are
a new
all
buyer
willing to
like it's
update.
myself, we can update this whole thing and make it high rise.
But see, that's when we need to talk. How much are we buying this for, and are we receiving cash, hard assets over notes and income rights? We would prefer hard cash.
Okay.
And we would prefer cash and hard assets.
Okay. Okay. Well, what about checks?
Checks.
Since we're highly interested, I'm going to make a deal. We will give you 24 million cash. No payments, no nothing up front. If we get you to get it to rezone to high commercial. But keep in mind the aesthetic is still there, the history is still there. It's just a little elevated. It's a more modern. It's more 2018. We can't.
But then that changes the aesthetic.
No, not at all. You still have the vintage feel. It's just a little more updated.
A little more busy.
No, not busy. Not busy at all. It's just profit. More profit. You're gonna get. This is a return on investment. Think about. Your kids, your grandkids. They're gonna look at this place and be like, wow, I'm a part of something bigger than myself.
And just for clarity purposes, I just want to hear that offer again.
Okay.
You said 24.
If
we rezone for
high commercial.
We cannot rezone. And we actually have another offer on the table that's pretty comparable, and they're not asking us to rezone.
Okay.
What can we do?
What can we do? How can I make you happy?
Can we possibly have that same? Can we possibly have? Can we possibly have commercial uses that are minimal as far as boutique feel, definitely high-end luxury, but smaller spaced, not so large,
So
but
what
then
about-
as many of these types as possible.
Okay.
And then we
So-
wouldn't need to rezone. Because
if
we could
you're
have
getting-
more shops. We could have more shops.
But if you do have more shops, that is more commercial, and you would still need to rezone.
No, because we can have we're commercial and residential.
You're mixed.
Right.
You're not fully one side.
Right. And we don't want to be fully one side because we still have those beautiful houses there that we want to keep
Right.
in their full.
Okay. What if we keep a section of the houses for shareholders?
Okay. Well, I thought we already agreed to that. You said you can keep one. We can keep one for one of them.
And then the
that's
rest,
great
the
because
rest could be commercial.
Well, no, because
Yes.
we don't want those more commercial. We don't want those more commercial spots on that same floor as that shareholder.
It doesn't have to be the same floor.
Oh, okay.
We could put up to 84s.
Ooh.
Actually, no, not 84s. We could. Hold on.
Fancy.
We could pause. We can put up to, 14 floors
Mm-hmm.
with you know, a whole bunch of things inside that would attract businesses. And you would just leave the residential on the side. So it is separate, but when the residents want to come outside and they want to walk their dog or they just want to take a stroll and go shopping or go to a bar or go to a restaurant
But
down
then
the street,
what will we do as these shops and restaurants deteriorate?
they're not going to deteriorate.
But if they
Because
do,
we're-
will we be
the only
willing?
thing that
Will we be in position, contract-wise, to replace them with more tasteful shops and restaurants as they deteriorate? Because we want to maintain the exclusive residential character
Sure.
of the houses and the area.
Yeah, we're willing to do that.
Okay. So,
If we
so
get
back
it
to this-
rezoned.
Okay, well, we can't rezone. We can't. We
Okay.
can't, because rezoning would equate more commercial, high commercial.
Right.
And we really want to keep that low.
Okay.
We really have to aim to keep that low. What can we
Right.
do? What can we do
It
to
just
keep
seems
that
like
low?
if you would keep it low, your property would be at a loss.
But can we not make it the highest high-end vintage?
Well, I mean, do you not want
Vintage.
consumers to feel like they're in luxury when they're at your property?
Well,
Is that not what you would want?
Well, once it's sold, we do want them to have that feeling at your
Okay.
property.
Okay.
But we just want to keep the exclusive residential character
Okay.
of the houses.
Well, we can keep the outside, you know.
We can keep them looking like the houses they are.
Sure.
But with better paint, maybe
Yeah,
more
and the
detail
inside
on
would
the
just be
outside.
totally decked out and
Modernized, updated,
Very.
but still with the chic,
Right, we can
vintage
keep the house
finish,
look.
but very updated.
we can keep the
Keep
look.
the house look.
We can keep the look.
Okay. And then on the commercial end of these businesses,
They would be
we
inside.
can bring them in without rezoning.
No, not necessarily. We can bring some businesses in. However, we're kind of looking at one main attraction. So,
One main attraction.
yes. That
Oh, I hate that.
No.
Because
No, but
my other options are meeting me a little closer to
okay,
my
but
happy point.
listen to this idea.
Yes.
One main attraction with different like segments inside. You know, say like you're going to the mall and you see different stores inside.
Yes.
But this would be totally different. However, the concepts may be a little the same.
On
But
the
it would
on the
still
commercial
look
end,
it would still
it
look
would still look very
vintage and
vintage.
house-like. Right.
That's a good one.
Right. You would still have the
Without
same look.
rezoning.
No, we would still need to get it rezoned.
And see, our other offers, they don't need us to rezone. You know,
Okay,
now we
but
could
they're
bring
not
in
trying to-
these, we could bring in this commercial, we could bring in this commercial vibe and have it feel as less commercial as possible, each having a boutique feel to fall back into the historic look and character. If we could bring these in, we could meet a very happy median point and not have to rezone, because rezoning really just encourages these bigger booming
And you don't want to be
commercial.
booming.
We don't want to be big and booming commercial. We want to be subtle, you know we're here commercial.
But you're not here.
You know we're here, but we don't look like we're here.
Right.
We still have our
But
historic
who wants
character.
to look like they're not there?
Well, our shareholders, that's a big
Listen,
thing
your
for them, and the
shareholders
sentiment
are
here.
very
Think back,
let's say
think
that
now. This
they're
has
pretty
been up
old,
since
right?
1884.
okay.
1884.
And think
That's a
about
lot.
it, it's
That's a lot of
2018.
sentiment.
It's 2018,
I
and you're right about these businesses like
Just trying to make my
diminishing.
client
But what
happy.
about the
Let's meet-
entity,
let's
the
meet in
whole
the
thing?
middle.
Okay.
Let's meet in the middle. Let's.
So how can we meet in the middle?
We can meet in the middle by seriously, we
By
can just
rezoning.
we can cut these other offers off the table.
And-
But we can't
okay.
rezone. We can't rezone.
Okay, so
know,
what can we do?
We can bring in boutique style commercial, as many, with the
Isn't there a limit?
no, there's no limit. Our concern is just that as these boutique commercial entities come in, we can change them out as they deteriorate.
But why would they deteriorate?
Because some stores and some shops aren't as kept up as they should be. Certain crowds tend to flock and lotter. And
See, if I were to buy this property and change it to high commercial, none of that would happen. No, nothing is going to deteriorate. We're here to stay.
But
We're not.
then how do we make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, with my company,
Can we put that in the contract?
Yes.
Okay, that the tone of the shops and restaurants will stay updated, boutique style, and the tone of the overall
Yeah, the tone is going to stay the
Area.
same. The tone
Okay.
will always stay the same.
Okay.
It'll just be modernized.
Modernized with the same
more
characters.
people,
and more people. Okay, and more people.
which is more money.
Okay,
Right.
without rezoning. Well, I can do this.
With
Can you do this?
rezoning.
I mean, it just feels right. We can do this.
So how? What is-
Without
what is-
rezoning, bringing in all of the boutique commercial, boutique styled.
This could bring so much money for the
Commercial
city if we went
vendors.
high rise. This would bring so much.
But can
money.
we go high rise and keep the same look?
Yes.
And
yes.
keep the same, can
yes,
we keep
of
that?
course. The
The,
look
the
will always stay the
exclusive,
same.
the exclusive residential character of
When
the
they
houses.
walk by, they're gonna be like, "Wow, it's vintage and it's popping. Wow, like
And,
I have to go."
and they won't have to be destroyed at all to make them into these high rises.
No, it'll just be renovated inside.
Okay. Without rezoned.
No, it would definitely.
But we can't do the rezone. We can't do that.
What can we do?
We can't do that. We can't do. I mean, my
So
offer's on
you're
the table.
you're not willing to rezone at all.
We can't rezone for high commercial.
Okay, what about low commercial? What about
But then what
strictly
about the
commercial?
residential part? We don't like that.
Strictly
That's
commercial.
uncomfortable for
But the
us.
resident-
Because that's uncomfortable for
The
us
resident-
because our shareholders
You
ideally
have no residents there at the moment.
but our shareholders
They don't even care
matter.
about the
But
property.
they matter. They do.
They don't.
They do.
That's why they're.
These
they-
are their preferences.
If they
These are
could,
their
if
wishes.
they cared, they wouldn't let it be run down like this.
But because they care, that's why we haven't sold yet. That's why.
And that's why it looks.
It's
it
hurtful
looks the
for
way
all
it
of
looks.
us. I know. But there's no hard feelings,
No, it's business.
All business. Because even without rezoning, you guys could still bring in those commercial vendors as long as they're okay with the boutique style and keep. Girl, I ran out of words. I gotta keep repeating boutique style and the exclusive residential character of the area. We could do that.
The area will
We
stay
could bring them
the
all
same.
in without rezoning.
The area will
And then we're
literally
all
stay
happy.
the same.
Because with our current zoning, you can bring in, there's no limit to the amount of commercial vendors you can bring in. We just want them to keep that same vibe. Boutique, small, we're all together. We're all boutique. We're all vintage. That's what we want.
Well, I don't.
It's a great deal though, gosh.
So you're willing to lose 24 million over staying?
Well, I can't say that it's a loss because our other offer on the table, it's really, really comparable. It's really, really, it's got us there. It's like,
Oh, it's got you there, huh?
it's got us there. There's no rezoning there. So, that's important when you want to rezone, when you guys are wanting us to rezone to a higher commercial.
Okay. Well,
It's okay.
well,
Gosh, it's really, this could have been it. I was ready to seal this deal, but I know commercial. It's everything
I
nowadays.
mean, high rise. Think about high rise.
I
It's not
know,
even just basic
I
commercial.
I know, but it's not the high-rise part of the commercial that gets us. It's the stores, the vendors of the commercial that are, it's a picky, sticky thing.
Okay.
What
Well,
can we do? What can we do?
What if we? Okay. What if I give you?
What can you give us?
I'll give you 15 mil.
No. But why did we
And we'll
why
just
such a drop? Why such a drop?
And we'll just rid of. Okay, 20.
20? Okay.
20.
Come on, give me 23 because you were at 20. You should,
I was
she
at
gave me
22, but you couldn't work
She
with
gave
me.
me 26.
So,
you gave me 26
We're
and then
not
it went down to
down
24.
because you don't want to work with me.
I do. I
You
so
don't.
do. I
so
so
we're
do.
gonna have to, I'm gonna have
But
to
see,
have
with
to
our
work-
other offer, it's not 20. Is not.
Oh.
But I understand.
So what is?
It's no hard feelings, you know.
So how much would you be willing to take?
I would
at
be
this
willing
point?
to at this point if we could do no rezoning, but with everything else we agreed on, no rezoning, but we can do boutique commercial that will be kept up and not allowed to run down and deteriorate. At,
With that-
can I finish?
Okay.
My offer and then we can come.
Okay.
All of that at 24 mil. Just
Okay.
throw back and forth, you know, that's over here. We're
Okay.
negotiating. We
How
do have
about
a deal.
we keep your whatever you want to do with it, we'll keep it like that. But you let us, look at your garden and build that tower and connect it to the residential area.
What's in the tower? A mall?
It's
A
just
mall without saying a mall.
It's
Yes,
it's
that
a
mini,
mall.
that mini boutique.
It's a mall. It's easy
A
access
mall.
to connect the residents to the
mall.
boutiques.
Okay.
So if you let
But
us,
is
no,
every boutique in the mall going to be boutique?
no, it'll be a variety.
Oh, we don't like this deal.
Wait, what? It's
It
not.
have to all be boutique.
You
It
said
have to all be.
so. No restaurants, no nothing.
We could do boutique restaurants. They all have to be boutique. They all have to
Okay.
be vintage.
So if you
Vintage
let
like
us,
the homes.
if you let us renovate your garden and connect
And
it
it'll
to
still
the
be a garden.
residents,
It'll still be a
Yes.
garden, but with the connected over
yes,
pathway.
then I will offer you 22 million.
But that's below what I offered, and we just basically realized we're talking about a whole mall here.
It's not a whole
Boutique mall,
It's
but
not
a mall.
whole mall. You don't
Let's,
think
let's
of,
do it.
think
Did
of
I
a
say 24?
pathway.
Did I say 24 or 23?
You said 23.
I said 23. See, for a whole mall, you have me at 24 because my
It's
other
not a
offer
whole
doesn't
mall.
need
It's
a
literally,
mall.
it's a part of the renovation. You're keeping everything else.
Okay. And so you said 23?
I said 22.
What about 22.5?
I said 22.
Well, we're talking about a whole mall.
It's not a whole mall. Think of this runway.
Oh, okay. Okay. All boutique style.
Yes.
Okay. Keeping in with the original character.
At 22.
22.2.
At 22.
But come on, negotiation, you give me your take. I'm
You know,
allowing a whole
I've
mall.
literally
I need a
given
point.
you
I need
so
a point. I need
much.
22.
I've given you so
point.
much. 22.0.
1.
22.001.
Come on, meet me in the middle here.
So
and this is
22.
gonna be all, okay, the 22 is gonna be all hard cash.
Yes.
Okay, we have a deal.
Okay.
That was intense.